person, the human being who plans the establishment of the factory, who plans for the establishment of the product that will be manufactured in his or her factory. So this is the person who makes the planning, and without planning production cannot take place. It will have no meaning, because this person is the person who is the decision maker. This is the person who is the risk taker. This person takes the important decisions regarding the toughest question, that is what to produce, when to produce, and how much to produce. So these are the most important questions in the process of production, and he or she, whoever is the owner of that factory, through his knowledge, talent, skill and experience, takes these important decisions. And the decision is very important, because even with a very minute error, minute mistake, the entire production can get converted into a total loss. So these are some of the factors of these are the factors of production that we have seen. I hope I can explain you very clearly the factors of production. Now, after these factors of production, these 4 factors we have seen, we will see the characteristics of these factors. Now, these all factors has certain characteristics. Again, we will start with the first factor of production, that is land. Now, so this land, as I already told you, land is the basic factor of production, but it has certain characteristics. What are the characteristics of land? The first characteristic of land is that it is the fixed factor of production. Land is the fixed factor of production. Now, what is the meaning of fixed? Now, land is obviously the volume of land present in our earth is fixed. Naturally, we cannot construct land. Land construction means what? We cannot construct land. We cannot extend land. Artificially may or may not we can do, but naturally we cannot extend the land. So this is what is the first factor and the fixed factor of production, that is land. Second, land is limited. First, land is fixed. Second, land is limited. Now, in the fixed factor, again we will see, so land is fixed. The volume or the size of land cannot be increased or decreased. Second is, land is limited. What is the meaning of limited? That the size or the area or of the land is limited to its extent. We cannot stretch the land beyond its limit. Third is passive factor. Passive, P-A-S-S-I-V-E, passive factor. What is the meaning of passive factor? Passive factor means land cannot produce. So we are dealing with production in this chapter. Can a land produce anything on its own without the help of the other factors of production? The answer is no. That is why it is a passive factor of production, because until and unless it it gets touch with the active factor, it cannot produce anything on its own. So land is a passive factor of production. Next factor, lack of mobility. Mobility means something that can move freely. Now, land cannot move from its place. It has lack of mobility. Now suppose a person has established a factory in a particular place. After few months or years, the person feels that he is not getting success in his business. Now, this person can sell the land to some other person, can sell the value of land, but he is not selling the land, he is only selling the value of land. First thing, he is not able to sell the land because the other person cannot carry the land from its place. He cannot take away the land from its place and again move back to some other place like this. He cannot carry the land with him. The land will remain there only. Only the value of the land can be transferred. The land cannot be transferred. So that is why land, it lacks mobility. So land cannot be taken from one place to another. So these are the some of the characteristics. The other characteristics you will get in your book. You can go through the book and you can study. Second, we will see the characteristics of the second factor of production, that is labor. Now, labor. Labor is the active factor of production. Land, it was passive factor. Labor, it is active factor of production. Why it is termed as the active factor of production? Labor is an active factor of production because even without the help of the passive factor, that is land, labor can carry out production on its own. You might not be able to believe me, but this is true. Labor can carry out production on its own because it is the active factor of production, even with the absence of the passive factor. As land is a passive factor, in the next segment we will see capital is also a passive factor. But labor is an active factor. So labor, it either needs a land, the presence of land, fixed land. Neither, there are some categories of business where capital is not required. Whatever things are carried out, whatever business are carried out totally on the help of the knowledge, talent, skill and experience of the labor. So their land or capital both becomes passive factor for him or her. So this is what is the first thing, that is that labor is an active factor of production. Second, the second characteristics is also opposite to that of the second factor. The mobility factor is also opposite in case of labor. As land, we have seen it lacks mobility, but labor is completely mobile. Mobile means it can move from one place to another. Labor, today suppose a labor is working in Jharkhand. Tomorrow, if that particular labor is not satisfied with the job, or suppose he or she loses the job, that particular labor may move from one place to another in search of another job, in search of another work. So nothing can stop. So labor, it is a mobile, it is a completely mobile. It can move from one place to another. Now in the third point we see that a labor sells his labor, not himself or herself. Yes, it is true. A labor sells his work. Physically, a labor never sells himself or herself. Now, what we pay, what a factory owner pays to a labor, it is the value of the work that is determined, that is estimated. So, the value of the work is paid either by salary or by wages. So, this is what, in this case, he is selling his knowledge, talent, and skill. He is selling his work, but he is not selling himself. Now, for example, if an electrician comes to your home in order to repair some electrical appliance, you cannot, after the work is over, you cannot tell that person to wash your bathroom or to do some vegetable shopping for you. On grounds of, on humanitarian grounds, he might help you in some small work. But trust me, if you will tell that I am going to pay you, you clean my bathroom, you sweep the floor, or you carry out those work which he or she is not supposed to do, that person will not be ready to carry out those work, because as I already told you, that labor sells his work, not himself or herself. So these are the some of the points. One more point is there in labor, that is weak bargaining power. Yes, sometimes it is seen, due to lack of opportunities, the labor has low bargaining power with the employers, with the person who hires those labor. Sometimes they agree to work on a lower wage rate or a lower price. Now, for example, we also see that sometimes when we hire a person to work in our house, for example, we bring an electrician in our house and we will tell him to to repair any particular appliance. So he may charge a certain amount. For example, if he tells that, okay, I will take 500 rupees. In that case, we can bargain with him that no, you take 400 or you take 450. So sometimes we see in most of the cases, the labor agrees to work in a lower wage rate. So that is the point, that is that the labor has weak bargaining power. Another point is there, a labor cannot be separated from its labor. Though this point is very confusing. A labor cannot be separated from his labor. That means labor cannot be separated from his labor means the labor cannot be separated from his or her work. This means that the knowledge, talent and skill that is inside the labor, inside that person, a person cannot take away the skill from that person by force. Now it may happen that a labor, when a particular labor will die, when a labor will pass away, the knowledge, talent and skill or experience that he has earned will also pass away with him. It cannot be transferred to another labor. That means it cannot be separated from him. It will start with him and it will also finish with that particular. And the last point, moving out to the next point, the next factor of production characteristics, that is the human capital or entrepreneur. Now this is the most interesting factor, the most important and the most interesting factor. This is also this factor, this entrepreneur factor. So this factor